Okay, so there's a increase in the addresses on the Litecoin network. Okay, so here's the news on it. Okay, so the number of active LTC addresses, that's a Litecoin, right, spiked as LTC20 was introduced. Okay, so if you see that previously around 1 to 2 months, you know that the BRC20 token was the NFTs on Bitcoin was released. Right now, there's the introduction of LTC on the Litecoin network. Okay, so this increase in the Litecoin network, right, because of the LTC20 was introduced, there was an increase in the active addresses on the Litecoin network. Okay, so if you see here, here's the Litecoins. Okay, so due to the introduction of the LTC, okay, LTC in short is the NFTs on the Litecoin network. Okay, so the growth, the thing is not, it's like a big thing, but the thing is there's a growth of small micro active addresses. Okay, so right now you can see the 1st May there was an increase in Litecoin addresses. Okay, so if you see here, I'll zoom it right now. Okay, so exponential increase in micro Litecoin addresses beginning on May 1st. Okay, so you can see that the addresses have been increasing micro transaction also. So this will cause the developers to earn more of who are mining the Litecoin this, right, the token, and this will also increase the price of Litecoin. Okay, so to be on the safer side, you don't need to enter the Litecoin. You don't need to enter and buy the NFTs on Litecoin. You can just buy the token. Okay, so even if you see here, this guy on Twitter, Odin, he said, right now you can see, I'll just zoom it so you can see properly. Right now if you see that the active users on the Litecoin network, right, it spiked up so much, and it has never spiked up for so many days. You can see here, right, for so many days it has not spiked up, but right now it has around 691 active addresses. Okay, so this will kind of increase the price, and the developers also will make more money. Okay, so now let's go into your next news, which is here. Okay, so if you like content like this, just give it a like, and at last also we'll go to a crypto charts. Okay, so the next news is BRICS. Okay, de-dollarizing will increase Bitcoin's growth. Okay, so what is your okay, so what's a BRIC? Okay, BRICS. Okay, so BRIC, it includes countries like Brazil, which is B, then R is Russia, then I is India, C is China, and S is South Africa. Okay, so these are the countries that together they are going to reduce their active working, they're going to reduce the use of dollar in their activity on their country. Okay, so they're going to reduce the use of dollar, and they're going to create their own unified currency. Okay, so all this country, this Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, will create their own currency. Okay, so mostly unified currency they'll create, and it's mostly going to be, it's going to be a alternative. Okay, so for using the dollar. Okay, and they're going to release it later this year. Okay, so the thing about this is that Bitcoin will mostly be pumping, because if if they if this BRC becomes stronger than the dollar, right, Bitcoin will be on a rise. Okay, so that's the news. Okay, so later this year they're going to release, and even as you all know that the halving also is going to happen later this year, so more probably Bitcoin also will rise. Okay, so now let's talk about your next news, which is here. Okay, so your last news, Solana daily active addresses are nearing the 1 million milestone. Okay, so as you know that right now with the headlines, it's plain and simple that Solana daily active addresses nearing 1 million milestone. Okay, so that's kind of a big step for Solana, since even if you see that the token also too is on a downward trend since the FTX collapse, right? So now let's talk about your next. Let's go straight to the crypto charts. Okay, so first let's go straight to the BTC to see exactly what BTC is doing. Okay, so right now I did the diagrams. So 𝗏𝗃 has two things can do. Okay, so 𝗏𝗃 can either break this resistance at around 27,760. Remember, it can either break this resistance at 27,764. It is over here. We'll say 27,700. If it breaks that, you know, all the altcoins too will. And right now it's here. It can either break like this. Okay, it can break this, or it can just go up and it can just be on this trend line only. It can be on 27,760 on this trend line, the high, and it can come back here to 26,781. Okay, so now you know it can just dangle here in this range, or it can break it. Okay, so right now we don't know exactly what it will do, but we need to see. Okay, so this data will take it to the altcoin, will take it to the Ethereum and the other charts. Okay, so the main thing is we'll be selling here. Okay, we'll be selling here because we don't know whether it will break or it will come back down. Okay, so for the safer side, we'll be selling at 27,760. Okay, and we'll take this all into the charts and see. Okay, and most probably we'll be buying at this area. Okay, right now at which is 26,785 Bitcoin chart. Okay, so now let's take it to a Ethereum chart and see that. Okay, so right now here's the Ethereum chart. Okay, so Ethereum 2. Okay, so right now I told you when Bitcoin reaches the 27,760, we are probably selling. Okay, so for Ethereum we need to sell here at 1,847. Okay, so once we sell here, if Bitcoin breaks that, if Bitcoin goes above that, then your Ethereum will break it and make a support. Okay, so then only we enter. But till then we know that Bitcoin can either dangle over there, right, and go back to 26,780, right? So we'll be probably buying here. Okay, so probably we can sell here if it doesn't break. So we'll be first selling, right? But if it breaks, make support, we re-enter. If it doesn't, it will just dangle, right? The second option. So then we can buy here. Okay, so that's for your Ethereum chart. Okay, so for Ethereum it will be around to buy back around 1,758. Okay, so then we can even put a short, right? But we'll check on that. Okay, when we need to enter short entry or no. Okay, so now let's talk about your next chart, which is your avax. Okay, so avax has a lot of time to go. So right now if you are buying, it would be good entry actually here if you're about, but no problem. I can wait for a small high, small low like this, and then you can buy back and put a stop loss here. Okay, so now we all know that the next chart is avax, right? So now avax will be selling all our position right here at around $16.38. Okay, so only if avax breaks that, you know that if avax breaks this $16.38, makes support, then we enter. Okay, but till then we sell it here. Only once it breaks, makes support, we enter. Okay, but you know, if Bitcoin dangles, this too will dangle at this resistance, right? So then if it dangles, we can even enter a short entry right here. Okay, so once it goes up, we can enter short and we can ride it all the way down, but the short entry is not confirmed, right? So we'll keep this aside. Okay, but till then we can buy back here if it dangles here. Okay, so that's for your avax chart. Okay, so we'll be selling here, right? So now let's talk about your next chart, which is your Solana. Okay, so Solana is a little bit different chart, but right now it's breaking. You know that Bitcoin's going up. So once this makes it already broke. Okay, but once it makes a support right here, as I drew it, once it breaks this, makes support, we enter. Okay, and we sell all our position right here for Solana chart around $22.73. Okay, so right now the Solana can also do the same thing. If Bitcoin dangles, this too can just dangle. Okay, and then we can buy back here. Okay, again we have to sell here. Okay, right now once it makes support, we'll enter and we'll sell it right here. Okay, so the thing is that we can rebuy it back around $21.29. Okay, so that's for your Solana chart. Okay, so now let's talk about your next chart, which is your dot chart. Okay, so for a dot chart also, the dot chart will be if Bitcoin doesn't break that 27,760, where Bitcoin will go to that. But if it doesn't break, but first only we sell our dot at $5.78. Only if it breaks, makes support, then more probably even Bitcoin is going up, right? So then we enter reposition